Cuckoos are a brood parasite, which means they lay their eggs in other birds' or hosts' nests and throw out or eat one of the host's eggs. The host doesn't know the cuckoo is not one of its own and raises a chick, feeding the cuckoo chicks sometimes at the detriment to its own chicks, which sometimes and often go hungry. An evolutionary arms race between the host and the cuckoo has ensued. The cuckoo makes its eggs look more and more like the host's, and the host gets better at recognizing and rejecting cuckoo eggs. Cuckoos use over 100 different host species, which means their eggs need to look like 100 different eggs. So the cuckoo species has formed races which each parasitize a different host and have different looking eggs. A question that's been bugging scientists is how these races are maintained without speciation occurring. There are several theories that suggest that females carry the genes for egg patterns. Females are the heterogametic sex, meaning they have a W and a Z chromosome, and males have two Z chromosomes. Some people think that females maintain the host races, whereas males are not split into races and can mate with several females, creating gene flow between the races and preventing speciation. However, other research has suggested that males may have host-specific adaptations such as unlearned response to alarm calls, and that most of the offspring is raised with the same host as they were. One way these adaptations could remain host-specific is by assortative mating, where males only mate with females which use the same host. Female cuckoos could use mating calls to decipher which host the males use. A study has shown that male cuckoo calls from distant populations of the same habitat type were more similar than nearby populations with different habitat types. This makes us think that it's likely that there is some assortative mating within cuckoos. However, evidence isn't definitive. In this study, we will be examining whether males have differentiated calls in an area where there are 3 different hosts, and also look at how females respond to these calls. An area of approximately 10 kilometers squared has been found with 3 different hosts and cuckoos living in a sympatric population. Each host lives in a different environment in the same area. The area will be mapped, and host nests will be noted on the map. Male calls in this area will be recorded, and then using software analyze different aspects of the call, such as pitch, frequency, and syllables. Similarities and differences in these calls allow us to differentiate these calls into groups. If they cannot be differentiated, they can still be used to see female responses. Female cuckoos will be caught using mist nets and will be tagged with rings and satellite tags. Satellite trackers will allow us to track female movements and note which females typically parasitize which host. Using speakers, male calls will be played back to the females in each of the different environments. The satellite tags and people close by will note how many females come to each call and which host the females use. The results will be analysed using t-tests. If females with the same host are attracted to the same group of males, this could imply that there is assortative mating. This study will give us answers as to whether cuckoos use mating calls to differentiate host races, which is part of the bigger question of how host-specific races are maintained while cuckoos still remain one species. Cuckoos are such interesting birds in an evolutionary sense, and any research can help us further our knowledge.
Created using Powtoon.